Somewhere near you, right now, a farmer is walking through her herd. She strokes one of her animals gently, and it gives up a bead of sweet milk. She drinks it. Then she notices one at the edge, starting to wander off, and she stops it. Not with a fence, she tears off its wings. Or she leaves a chemical in her footprints that drugs it where it stands. This farmer is smaller than a grain of rice. Her livestock are aphids, and her kind has been running farms like this since long before humans existed. You've probably heard the sweet version, ants and aphids, a charming little partnership. The ants gently milk their aphid cows for honeydew, and everybody's happy. And the milking is real. It happens right outside your window. But I have to be honest with you. That is not quite what's going on down there. What's actually happening is a full agricultural operation with herding, guarding, barns, and something disturbingly close to livestock management. The aphids aren't guests. They're managed. And once you see how, you can't unsee it. So how did an insect invent farming? And what does it reveal about the deal we made when we started farming too?
Start with the milk, because that's where the whole relationship begins. Aphids are tiny, soft insects that spend their lives with their mouths plugged into plants, drinking sap. Sap is rich in sugar, but little else. So an aphid drinks enormous amounts and passes most of it straight through, squirting the excess out the back as a sugary liquid called honeydew. To an ant, honeydew is gold. So the ant strokes the aphid with her antennae, a gentle massage that tells it to release a drop on demand. She's not catching the milk, she's milking.
And once you're milking an animal, you start protecting your investment. Aphids are basically defenseless. A single ladybug can eat hundreds. So the ants stand guard, driving off ladybugs and lacewings and wasps like a farmer chasing foxes from the henhouse. Aphids tended by ants survive far better than aphids left alone. Then it gets more sophisticated. If a plant runs dry, ants carry their aphids to a fresher one, moving the herd to greener pasture. Some even keep aphids on plant roots deep inside their own nest, underground barns, livestock they never bring to the surface at all.
And here's the detail that should genuinely stop you. Some ant species collect aphid eggs in the autumn, carry them down into the nest, and guard them all winter through the cold. In spring, they carry the hatchlings back up and set them onto fresh plants. That's not just farming. That's storing your livestock over winter and restocking the fields in spring. Multi-generational farms, herds handed down across ant lifetimes, and no human ever taught them a step of it.
So far, this probably still sounds wonderful. A tiny, tireless farmer tending her gentle herd. But there's a problem at the heart of every farm. Livestock want to leave. When a plant gets crowded or dangerous, an aphid's instinct is to grow wings and fly away somewhere new. For the ant, that's her herd walking out the door. So the ants do something about it. And this is where the cute story quietly ends. They start to control their animals, and the methods are not gentle. First, the crude method. When an aphid grows wings, the ants simply bite them off. No wings, no escape. Then the subtle one. The mere presence of ants releases chemical signals that suppress wing development, so fewer aphids ever grow wings at all. They're chemically editing their livestock to stay grounded. And then the strangest. In 2007, researchers showed that the chemicals in an ant's footprints act as a tranquilizer. aphids placed on paper an ant had merely walked across moved noticeably slower, sedated by footprints. The farmer drugs the very ground her herd stands on so it can't wander off.
And if you're still holding on to the word partnership, here's the last piece. The ants eat them. When it suits the colony, too many aphids or a need for protein instead of sugar, the farmers simply eat some of their own herd. They milk them, guard them, carry them to pasture, and then, sometimes, eat them. Milked, guarded, drugged, wing-clipped, and occasionally slaughtered. That is not a petting zoo. That is livestock. So, is this slavery? Is the aphid just a drugged prisoner on a farm it never chose? Here's where it gets interesting, because the answer isn't clearly yes. From the aphid side, it's living inside a security detail. Ladybugs and wasps can't reach it. It's fed, defended, moved to good plants. Its eggs babysat through winter. So maybe being tranquilized isn't depression. Maybe it's just the aphid staying inside the safe zone. The line between prisoner and partner turns out to be blurry. Which should sound familiar, because we have made that exact same deal. Because everything you just watched these ants do, we do too. We took wild animals and confined them. We controlled their breeding. We clipped our birds' wings so they couldn't fly off. We took their milk, guarded them from predators, and when it suited us, we ate them. We call that domestication, and we invented it around 10,000 years ago. The ants beat us by tens of millions of years. Fossils preserve them tending their herds long before the first human ever planted a seed. Real farming, with livestock, management, and control, was not a human idea. We were staggeringly late to it. And the ants leave us with an uncomfortable question. When we look at that aphid, milked, drugged, its wings torn off, unable to leave, we want to know, is it a partner or a prisoner? But we can't answer that. And if we can't answer it about a farm and a garden, can we answer it about ours? Our cows, our chickens, our sheep, fed, guarded, bred, and eaten? Partners in a deal that keeps their species alive in the billions? Or livestock in a system they never agreed to? The ant can't tell you what her aphids are, and maybe we can't fully tell you what ours are either. So, the next time you see a line of ants marching up a plant stem, stop and look closer. You're not watching insects wander. You're watching a farm. A farmer moving through her herd, keeping her animals close. It didn't begin with cruelty. It began with a simple deal. Sugar for safety. That slowly, over millions of years, tilted toward control. The same deal, the same tilt that built every farm on Earth, including the one that feeds you.